Hey there! Stay logged on to your number one award-winning online radio station. Hafak Online Radio, a radio for the society.
Hello everyone, welcome again. This is Assorted with Eustace and I'm your host, Eustace, and we are still on Hafak Online Radio. Hafak Online Radio, your number one online radio in the nation. Yes, so Assorted with Eustace, as we all know, what we do on Assorted with Eustace, we discuss a variety of topics, an assortment of topics, so to speak, and things dealing with the society, and also offer tips on how we can handle various situations and various issues as they come at us. We will recall that our last discussion was on, prior to our last discussion, we discussed about dealing with adulthood pressures, how you can handle pressures of adulthood and the things that come about with becoming an adult, making that transitioning from teenagehood to adulthood, right? And then in our most recent discussion, we talked about being separate from the crowd, how that you do not need to join the bandwagon and how you can separate yourself from the bandwagon, right? So today we have another feature. I'm really excited about today's discussion. Today we'll be featuring Mishay Ishola and we'll be discussing on the topic the beauty in association. The beauty in association. Mishay will be sharing her experience with us on how she utilized her network, how she mixed up with people from various walks of life. Because indeed, being separate from the crowd does not mean that you should become an island or that you do not need anybody. Mishay will be showing us how, yes, you need somebody. Yes, you may need someone who does not even appear to be someone whom you think you would need. And she'll be showing us the beauty in associating and utilizing your network. People have said indeed that your net worth is determined by your net worth. Your net worth, rather, is determined by your network. Yes. So, Mishay.
Hi. Hello, everybody. My name is Mishay Ishola. A lot of people call me Mishay, but Mishay is fine too. I'm a student of Unilag in my third year. That's until Corona decided to force everybody to be dropouts. I'm in my third year, and that's basically the most important things about me.
Is it? I mean, I know you, Mishay, and I know you have it. There's a lot to say about you. There's a whole lot about you.
Well,
so I open your secret right here, or you want to do it yourself?
Okay, so aside that, I think I work for Hugo Tech. Hugo Tech is a tech company that is a startup that started like 2 years ago. What else?
Yeah, so before she goes on, Mishay is one of those people that works and schools at the same time. I don't know how you guys do it, really. I mean, I'm not sure I could have done it, but anyways. Yes, please go on.
It's the Lord.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, that's basically, and I like anything tech, computers, and new technology generally. It just fascinates me a lot. Yeah.
And to be sure, you also have a podcast series that you run, Gist and Chills. Do you want to tell us about that?
Well, yes, I do. Okay, so I have a podcast that I run. It's one that I want to start for a very long time with my friends, but I just started during the lockdown. The lockdown has given us the opportunity to actually start it here. My podcast is just for entertainment, leisure, yeah? Yeah, nothing too serious, but something that can just help you loosen up, yeah? And we drop a post once every week on Sundays, yeah?
Yeah, I actually agree that it's actually very necessary for us to loosen up, particularly in this period where the globe appears very uncertain with the pandemic and every other thing. So yeah, thank you for giving us an opportunity to relax and breathe out. Yes, but yes, Mishay, you said you have some experiences on how. Would you like to share with us your experiences on how you used the association, your network, to make yourself better? Can you tell us how beautiful association could be?
Yeah, sure. Okay, so brief background about me is, so I am a member of the Redeemed Christian Church of God,
yeah,
and I was also the president of Teens Church in my parish. So that kind of made me, like, I felt generally, I was just of the opinion that everybody that needed, anybody that could have added any value to me whatsoever had to be, like, the way they say, it should not be equally yoked with unbelievers and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So I felt that everybody that could, like, do anything or make any impact in my life had to be a Christian. So growing up, I went to, like, primary school, secondary schools that had majority Christian students. We had Muslim students, but then they were just scattered around, like maybe 2 or 5 out of like 30 people. So it was always like, okay, more Christians and just few Muslims. And then I've never really been interchanged with any Muslims for that matter, just the hello stuff. And then in after becoming the president of Teens Church, it kind of made me feel like, and certain things started falling in place for me that period. So I was like, okay, so I think I know that God has my back and He sends people that can help me, and then there'll be no reason why I would ever need, like, any other person. I would say that I don't want to say that I hated, like, Muslims or anything, but then I just did not see a need for their existence. I don't know if you understand what I'm talking about. So I did not see a need for their existence. Hence the reason why I just continued to operate like the way I was. Until one day in school, I got admission into University of Lagos and I went to register my course. Like, the very first day was there I realized that, okay, so for a very long time, if you ask me, I felt that Christians outnumbered Muslims in Nigeria. Christians outnumbered Muslims in Lagos. So, like, there's no big deal here. And I knew, because I have a sibling that studied philosophy, so I knew that there was more than just Christianity. I knew that there was, and from books that I had read, I knew that there was more than just Christianity, but I had never seen a need to understand the balance. I just didn't think that it was necessary at all, So the very first day I got into the University of Lagos to do my course registration, that was the day that I got the shocker of my life. Because trust me, the crowd is 50-50. Like, you have as many Muslims as Christians as you have Christians in my school. Like, so the crowd is balanced. First of all, I was wondering what happened. Did they drive all the Christians out of the country and allow only Muslims? But then I was like, okay, so I'm not going to make so much out of it because there's still Christians around, Sorry. There's still Christians around, so I could just blend in. Like, that shouldn't be so much of a problem, without having any issue. And then the first 2 weeks started in school, and when you start classes, that's when you start to notice people in class. You notice one or two people in class, and that's
Yeah,
when you
yeah,
begin to like find friends and everything.
yeah.
It was so alarming to me that about 80% of the Christians were clueless. Like when they say people were clueless. So I was privileged to have had some level of exposure before getting to the
Yeah,
university. Yeah.
yeah.
So going into university with that amount of like exposure, I was looking for people that could meet me halfway, people that I understood. So
Yeah.
I came to Cole. I met people that great minds at Cole, like a lot of people that I could talk with and were very smart, yet were Christians. Like they were in the faith, but then they were also very smart. They were not numbskulls, yeah.
Yeah.
And I get to school, and the Christians just fall my hands. I'm like, what's going on? What's going on here? And then I realized that some people that I didn't think would like, people that I never thought would matter at all, were people that now started seeming like people that could meet up to like the standards that I've set for myself. Because I told myself that when I was coming to school, I was going to create a good network. Even though I did put into consideration that it might be they might have some religious issues somewhere in the middle. I didn't think that was a possibility at all. And if I'm being honest with you, I loathed the idea of like having all of those people around me, because I felt that we just shouldn't be like dealing with these kind of people. But then getting to University of Lagos actually made me understand and realize that that's not how it works in the real life. Yeah, you're going to meet people that are Muslims, and you're going to have to work with them. You're going to meet people that are atheists, and you're going to have to work with them. You're going to meet people that, like, a lot of different people. Now, what was not very easy from the beginning was where to draw the line. I used to get really pissed when they started to like question certain behaviors that or certain things that I did, question the rationale behind my faith and all of those things. It wasn't something that I had a problem defending. Yeah, I had to like go read up a lot of stuff. I found out about apologetics, people that defend their faith and all of those things. And then at some point I realized that okay, so it really isn't my job, but then my faith is something that is personal to me. And then I now started to understand that I needed to create those boundaries. Yeah. So I think that because I didn't know about the boundaries that I needed, I didn't know about the existence of this kind of play. I didn't see a need to create boundaries because I felt like, okay, so I won't be needing them whatsoever. So there will be no need to create boundaries or whatsoever or anything, yeah? And I now started to develop the idea and understand that I needed to create boundaries between like kind of things that I would say. I'm like, okay, so I'm not going to pry into whatever it is that your faith is, except I see a need, because you know they say that we should always try to like evangelize every time we can. But for very professional reasons, I wouldn't pry into anything that you have going on, faith-based thing, as long as you don't pry into mine. So let us just keep that balance and let's work through it. If we then become more than just professional friends, we can then start talking about those other things. But then I realized that initially I had to set those boundaries, not just for those people, but also for my own sanity. But then in between all of this, it will amaze you that the person that found me, the job that has been most instrumental to my life since I got into school, is not somebody that conforms to Christian faith at all. Like at all. People that would go the extra mile for you,